Yo, what is up? KohzzyJo back here once again. Today I present you guys another recommended anime list. Looking back, I realized I did not do a good job at handling it and presenting it. I put so much slice of life and romance in that list. My bad. This time I got it all figured out, and this should appeal to the majority of you guys. It's gonna be jam-packed with awesome cool stuff. Series that will blow your mind. 25 this time. I'll repeat some series from my previous video because those do deserve the praise. Also, on a side note, I've been receiving a lot of why DBZ, One Piece, Naruto, Fairy Tail, and Hunter x Hunter wasn't mentioned. Well, I'll be blunt about it. Those series are so long, tedious, and sometimes excruciating to watch. I can't stand the inconsistent plots and fillers. Some people would probably agree, or some may not. I understand completely that some of you guys want never-ending story adventures, but shit, just let it end. Choosing the series to dry just isn't right. Nonetheless, they are popular and well known around the world, so there's no point in recommending them anyways. Alright, this time I will include honorable mentions, so expect to be showered in hundreds of glorious series. Just kidding, about 50 or so. Well, let's get to it. Woo! Like Sword Art, you can't avoid this at all. It's everywhere you go. People adore this series to the max. I personally enjoy it to a certain point. At this point as of now, I could really care less about the show. I still read it, but it doesn't really have that same appeal as before. Plus, it's really overrated. To be straightforward, boring. See how many times I emphasize really? Well, if you like it, then okay, whatever. I won't judge you. Like Sword Art Online, this is another entry-level anime for starters. The story is about giant creatures known as Titans roaming the land, devouring humans with zero sympathy or sense. Because of this, the human race is forced to recite themselves behind 3 layers of walls to fend off these Titans. However, one day the wall is destroyed by a Titan known as the Colossal Titan. At that instant, war in hell breaks loose. Titans rampage into the city and did what they did best. The story focuses on a boy named Eren Yeager as he plans to eradicate the world of Titans from the face of the earth. The series had a great premise, but it had poor execution. As a matter of fact, it has been juiced with a live movie and 2 recap movies. This could have potentially become the greatest anime series of the last decade, but it's starting to become a forgettable one. Well, for me it is. Yup, no escape from this series. Everyone has to at least give it a go. It isn't the greatest, but it's good for starters. You gotta admit it, it's the gateway. The story takes place in the year 2022. In this distant future, virtual reality becomes possible with an invention called the Nerve Gear. A new hit virtual MMORPG game gets released called Sword Art Online for the Nerve Gear. Everything was going well, people were enjoying the game, but until the game developer decides to conduct a test experiment on its players. He enables a system that restricts players from signing out of the game. He also implemented a new rule to the game. In order to escape from the game, one must beat it by reaching to the last level. He also mentions that if a player dies in the game, or if the nerve gear is removed from their head, a strong electromagnetic pulse will be emitted that will fry the human brain. In short, you dead, son! This traumatized and inflicted fear to the players. Some went cray-cray or mentally unstable. The protagonist of this series is a boy named Kazuto Kirigaya, or he is called by his in-game name, Kirito. We follow Kirito as he travels the world of Aincrad and competes for survival of the fittest. Well, this series is a special case. It was overall enjoyable, but sometimes I get lost while watching it. You be the judge for yourself. I know people who enjoy this or hated it. It's a lengthy series that stretches to about 4 seasons. Season 5 is also coming out this coming fall. So to start things off, the Monogatari series revolves around a boy named Koyomi Araragi. He also happens to be a vampire. He lives normally and acts normal too, even though he's a demon of the night. However, after a while, things start to go weird. As the series progresses, Araragi finds himself involved with other girls, each afflicted with different oddities. Most of the time, he goes out of his way in trying to solve every girl's problem with the guidance of a guy named Meme Oshino. I recommend this because, well, it's that popular and it should be at least mentioned. This show is pretty neat. Nice art and action sequence. If you like No Game No Life, give this a go. It might not have the same plot, but it revolves around 2 siblings that are in unstoppable force. In this show, magic is no fairy tale. It has existed for over hundreds of years. The story follows 2 siblings named Tatsuya Shiba and Miyuki Shiba. They both enroll into a magical academy. At this school, students are split into 2 distinctive groups based on their academic performances. The students that exhibited excellent grades and skills are enrolled in the first course group. As for the students that lack academically or performs poorly, they are enrolled in the second course. Tatsuya is the underachiever and have some issues, so he gets placed in the second course. His sister, Miyuki, on the other hand, is an honor student and gets placed in the first course. The arrival of these two are about to change the school completely. I was recommended this by good friends of mine. I decided to check it out, and damn, this was pretty decent. I enjoyed it and pretty sure you guys will too. This might have the same feel as GEASS and Mirai Nikki, but it comes nowhere close to GEASS perfection. Plus, the music, pretty damn epic and pretty good. The story takes place in the year 2039 in Tokyo. After a meteorite struck Japan, it unleashed a lethal apocalyptic virus. Because of this disaster, Japan has been under the control of a multinational organization called the GHQ. The main character focused in the show is a boy named Oma Shu. One day, he encounters a female pop star named Yuzuriha Inori. This girl granted him the power called the King's Right Hand. This power enabled Shu to extract voids, which are a tool or weapons that are manifestation of people's heart. At this moment, Shu realizes that he is caught inside the crosshairs between a clandestine government agency and the other, the funeral parlor. The choice is up to Shu, and the future of the world is in his grasp. This was known as Anime of 2014. The premise of this series is about a girl named Matoi Ryuko, seeking revenge in the truth behind her father's death. The murderer, for all we know, is a woman wielding a scissors blade. Along Ryuko's journey, she ends up at a place called Honoji Academy. This academy is not like your ordinary high school. In this school, there are students fighting for supremacy and wealth. The higher up your rank, the higher you'll be placed on a hierarchy. In addition, on reaching to a higher level, the school gives you a uniform called the Goku uniform. This special uniform grants the wearer superhuman power. At this school, Ryuko meets her arch rival named Kirin Satsuki, who happens to be the school president. Satsuki rules the entire student body with unquestionable power. Because of her supremacy and personality, Ryuko points her as a murderer of her father. The clash between these two collides. Was this encounter fate or something far greater? Still my personal favorites, but it is getting replaced too quickly. Either way, a splendid story that does a good job on time traveling and all that scientific good shit. Some may argue about its convoluted plots and all. Don't worry though, it takes some time to completely understand the story. The series begins with an underground scientific group called the Future Gadget Research Laboratory. The members are as follows: Akabe Rintaro, Shinamayuri, and Daru. They spend most of their time researching and developing cool gadgets. One day, a test experiment called the foam microwave did the impossible. It enabled the group to send text messages to the past. Bewildered by this discovery, they believed they could alter their own future for the better. Of course, they were not aware of the consequences. You know what they say? Never ever fuck with time! Woo! This shit was intense. Everything about it was dark, but in a good way. It's kind of a classic, but staying modern with its movie adaptations. You can watch the TV series, which has about 25 episodes, or watch 3 movies. Same story, but condensed into 3 parts. Preferably, I would watch the TV series because it has a nice pace to it and explains stuff clear. Well, in the end, it's your choice. The story is about a brave young warrior named Guts. He is a wandering mercenary who one day has a fateful confrontation with a man named Griffith. Griffith recruits him into his army called the Bands of Hawks. Griffith leads his army force like no others. Driven by the pursuit of power, the Band of Hawks illustrated excellent military and social skills no one has ever seen before. The lands will be shaking with terror as both Guts and Griffith set out for dominance. This series has a lot of potential, and I totally suggest you guys give it a go. It's brand new that just aired a couple months ago. In a city that is crime-ridden and mafia-governed, Escastulum, I think that's how you say it, made men, petty thieves, prostitutes, and cops exist together. In this city, there are some deeds too dirty for even its jaded citizens to take. 2 handymans by the name of Nicholas Brown and Wojtek Akangilio. Shit, I don't know if I'm saying them right. Whatever. Both of them come into the scene. These 2 men will take on any jobs that is too much for a standard individual to handle, whether it was sided with the mafia or the cops. One day, A friendly cop approached them and requested for assistance on taking down a new gang that is overrunning the territory of the top mafia family. It seems like a vocation that the two men can handle, but they're about to find out that this job is a lot more what they have bargained for. A complete classic. This might be a series for some, since it's a series made in the late 90s. The art style might throw one off, but hey, don't just judge it by how it looks. So in this universe, it takes place in the distant future of 2071. After an accident from a hyperspace gateway, Earth was made uninhabitable. Because of that, humans move out into space and colonized on rocky planets, stars, and moons of the solar system. Since there was an outbreak of criminal activities, the Intersolar System Police set up a legalized contract system in which registered bounty hunters, or as referred in the show as cowboys, chase criminals and arrest them for bounty. The series protagonists are named Spike and Jet. They both search throughout the galaxy for criminals with bounty. Along their adventure, they befriend allies to aid them in their business. Another old classic that is still staying relevant till today, with a remake of the TV series and a new movie that just came out this year. The order you should watch this is Ghost in the Shell 1995 or 2.0. 2.0 is a lot more modern and just looks better in my opinion. After that, watch Innocence and you should be good. There are also alternatives, which are pretty much spin-offs, and that is Standalone Complex and Arise. After that, you could watch Ghost in the Shell 2015. The story takes place in the year 2029. Technology has advanced to a point that allowed people to own cyber brains. This allowed them to interface with a biological brain with various networks. The level of cyberization varies from simple minimal interface to almost complete replacement of the brain with cybernetic parts in case of severe trauma. This can also be combined with various levels of prostheses, a fully prosthetic body, enabling a person to become a cyborg. The main character in this series is Makoto Kusanagi. As a child, she suffered from a tragic accident that ultimately requires her to use a full-body prosthesis to house her cyber brain. In short, she is a cyborg. Because of this new technology in society, it made the human brain vulnerable for skilled hackers to hack into a person's mind to bend their whims. To counteract this act of felony, a group of cybernetical enhanced cops are called in to investigate and stop the hackers. Another awesome series. It may start off slow, but kicks up in pace. There are currently 3 seasons to the show. It contains a good amount of ecchi, so beware if you do not like fan service. The series focuses on a high school boy named Issei Hyodo. He's an average, perverted high school boy who has dreams of one day living a harem life. However, he lands himself in a position one day that turns his world upside down. One day, he gets a confession from a mysterious girl named Yuma Amano out of the blues. He goes on a date with her, but it doesn't end up as expected. Issei is brutally killed by Yuma at the end of the date. It turns out she was a vicious fallen angel. Shortly after, Issei was on the verge of death until he is saved by a top-class devil girl named Ria Sugimori. She resurrects Issei by turning him into a devil and stating that he is now her servant and she is the master. Issei's peaceful days are over as he enters the battlefield between devils and angels. I remember stumbling upon this a long time ago. This is also considered one of my favorites. Definitely a must watch. So far, there are a total of 3 seasons to the series. I've only watched the first season, so I got a lot to catch up on. If you like Death Note, give this a go. They both got the same vibe and the story is about the same, but with some differences. In Tokyo's downtown district called Ikebukuro, amidst the city lies strange rumors, people and warnings of dangerous gangs. Among the rumors and dangers is the urban legend of the Headless Black Rider, who is seen to be driving through the city on a black motorcycle. The protagonist in the series is a boy named Ryugamine Mikado. Mikado longed for excitement for city life, and with the help of a childhood friend, Misao Mikida, Mikado was convinced into moving to Tokyo. After witnessing the Black Rider on his first day of town, Mikado's prayer was answered. However, a sprout of supernatural events begins to happen. Citizens of the city is about to witness the true dangers of Ikebukuro. Delicious! I simply cannot stop thinking about food when I'm watching this. I always have to have something to eat nearby whenever I watch an episode. The concept of this anime is unique and original. You might also pick up some cool recipes, so take notes while watching this. The story follows a boy named Yukihira Soma. He dreams of becoming a full-time chef at his father's restaurant and aims at surpassing his father's culinary skills. However, right after Soma graduates from middle school, his father, Yukihira Jochiro, told Soma that he is closing the restaurant for business matters. Shaken by the news, Soma's fighting spirit is rekindled as a challenge was proposed by his father. Jochiro told Soma that he would have to attend Japan's top leading culinary high school. Soma sees this as a joke and accepts the challenge. Little does he know though, the high school he will be attending has a graduation rate of 10%. Does Soma have what it takes to prevail at a prestigious institution and surpass his father? Prepare to see food like you have never seen before. Psychopaths! Damn, that's all I gotta say. What a thriller. Considered to be called a straight up masterpiece for its story, plot, and characters. So far, there are 2 seasons to the series and a movie adaptation. The series takes place in the near future, where it is possible to identify and measure a person's state of mind and personality. In addition, it is possible to identify a person's criminal tendency factor, which is used to judge criminals. The information gathered about a person are recorded and processed into an archive. The term that is used to measure an individual's sanity is called psychopaths. The story revolves around a team of policemen and an enforcement officer named Shinya Kogami. Their duties is to serve justice, maintain public order, and rid the world of criminals. Check this out if you like Death Note or Ghost in the Shell. I definitely recommend this badass show. A wonderful and marvelous anime. Definitely give this a go, guys. This might not seem like an anime that isn't for all, but guys, you gotta trust me, you know what I'm saying? The story starts off about a pianist named Kosei Arima. He dominated every music competition and was acclaimed as a musical genius. Everyone knew his name and sees him as a young prodigy meant for great success in the future. But after his mother passed away, Arima had a mental breakdown at one of his recitals and lost the ability to hear the sound from his piano. After that incident, Arima was scarred and never wanted to touch a piano again. 2 years have passed, and Arima seems to be fine, but he sees the world in a colorless manner. Everything he sees is monotone. He was happy and really enjoyed his life at the moment, hanging out with his good childhood friends, Tsubaki and Watari. However, one day, a girl appeared into his life. Her name was Kaori Miyazano. She is gorgeous, and is later revealed as a free-spirit violinist, whose playing style reflects on her personality. A splendid anime, and with wonderful classical music, smoothing and good for the human mind. Damn! Just looking at this hits me right in my heart. This is absolutely my favorite, and I just can't find words to describe how good it was. It's heartwarming and really sweet. Totally recommend it. I know some of you guys aren't into that love-see and slice of life stuff. At least give this a go. This might change your perspective on the genre. The story begins with 6 childhood friends having fun and making a pact to be best of friends forever. One day, tragedy strikes. One of them, named Menmahoma, dies from a tragic accident. All of them were devastated from this, and that eventually ended their friendship. 10 years have passed since the accident, and the childhood friends haven't spoken or met ever again. One summer day, the ghost of Menma appeared in front of one of the childhood friends named Jinta Yodomi. She asked him for a special wish to be granted, so that her spirit can move on into the afterlife. Since she can't recall what her wish was, Jinta goes rally up his childhood friends, believing that they are the key to Menma's wish. Will this reunion rekindle the friendship, or are they just doing it as a favor for an old friend? Sonochi no Sarame. This is the manliest anime out there other than Fist of the North Star. I looked down upon this series while growing up because of the art style and the way the characters were portrayed. Man, was I wrong. This shit was bomb. I enjoyed everything about it. I kinda regret myself for hating this for all these years. I have finally learned to appreciate Hidehiko Araki's work. The series consists of 3 seasons at the moment. There are movies or OVAs for it, but that doesn't matter. Those did a horrible job on the storytelling. Watch the new 2012 JoJo Bizarre Adventures, then Stars Crusaders, and lastly, the 2nd season to Stars Crusaders. You will not be disappointed in this. Trust me, you will become manly as fuck just by watching this. I won't say much about this. I will go over the basics of the series and let you find out the rest on your own if you decide to watch it. The story is memorable and also epic. So the whole story is about the Joestar lineage. The first season takes place in 19th century England. In the beginning, we are introduced to the first of the Joestar's bloodline, Jonathan Joestar. He one day crossed paths with a boy named Dio Brando. Dio becomes Jonathan's stepbrother, and they never got along with one another. Dio outperformed and surpassed Jonathan in all matters. At that moment, the rivalry between the two is fueled. As the story progresses, an artifact is discovered that will forever alter Dio's and Jonathan's destiny and future generations to come. That is all I gotta say. That should be enough to get you interested in it. It's considered a classic, so I warn you guys. There's a lot of spoilers looming around since the manga's way past the anime series. So read JoJo related things with caution. Yup, basketball. One of my favorite sports, love playing it, and it is my passion. Even if you don't like the sport, you'll learn to appreciate it after checking this out. The story begins with a middle school basketball team, Peko. They produced a perfect season records 3 times in a row with the 5 talented players. In this universe, the players were nicknamed as Generations of Miracles. However, among the 5, there was one more that was respected by them all, the Phantom Six-Man. As they graduate from junior high, the 5 prodigies part away and move on to their high school life. Each members went to high schools with the best basketball teams and programs in Japan. The Phantom Six-Man is revealed to be a boy named Kuroko Tetsuya. He decides to attend a high school called Serin and joins their basketball team. Coincidentally, Powerhouse returns from America, and his name is Kagami Taiga. Both of them didn't kick it off well in the beginning, but as time passed, they agreed to form a pact to defeat the Generations of Miracles and becoming the best in Japan. Let the light and shadow form into something great. This is how Kuroko plays. UFO table. Thank you. This is probably the coolest shit I have seen this year. Everything was great about it. Music, art, etc. Instant 10 out of 10 in my books. Since this is a Fate series, you have to watch this after completing Fate Zero. It follows up pretty well, and it contains almost the same epicness. If you have no prior knowledge about the Fate series before jumping into this, well, you're going to get lost. I highly recommend you guys watch the Unlimited Blade Works TV series that came out this year, since the movie adaptation for it was horrendous. UFO table split the arc into 2 parts, so there's 2 seasons to it. I don't want to say much about this, because the Fate series contains a lot, and it would be no fun to ruin your experience. The Fate series should be enjoyed to the bone. Words aren't enough to describe how awesome this series is. Action-packed shit and with cool twists. This is the prequel to the Fate Stay Night. The story consists of 2 seasons. I highly recommend you to watch Fate Stay Night before watching Fate Zero. You will be completely lost, and it will kill the entertainment value of it. It does seem logical to start watching the prequel before the sequel, but this is different. Plus, Fate Stay Night came out way before this. The story takes place 10 years prior to Fate Stay Night, detailing the events of the 4th Holy Grail War in Fuyuki City. I don't want to go much into detail, but that's all I need to say. I don't want to spoil Fate Zero too much if people have not watched Fate Stay Night. If you're interested in this specific series, please watch Fate Stay Night. I will guarantee you will have a blast, and Fate Zero will just make it more epic if you watch that after. You know what they say, save the good shit for last. What more can I say? No one, I mean no one can say no to this piece of work here. The sort of anime that makes you think and keeps you pondering for days. Evangelion is one of the most debated anime in history. It's very controversial, and it can go pretty deep if one really analyzes it to its core. Nonetheless, you will keep hearing about this series for generations to come. They have been remaking the series into movie adaptations. If you're too lazy to watch the TV series, I recommend you guys check out the movies. So far there are 3 movies, and the final 4th one is coming right around the corner. In the year 2015, I mean now, gigantic alien war machines, known as Angels, invade Tokyo. In order to combat these Angels, the humanoid fighting machine was created by NERV, a special United Nations agency. The only flaw about this is that there is only a limited amount of people who can pilot the machinery. Only a handful of teenagers are able to pilot it. The protagonist in this series is a boy named Shinji Ikari, who is the son of NERV's leader. He one day gets dragged into this chaos that is far beyond his comprehension. The day of his peaceful life is over, as he is left with the duty to fight and protect the world. Give this a go even if you're new to anime. This is considered to be a true masterpiece.
怒り、本当にこれでいいんだな。
Yet again, Brotherhood makes it on here. The story opens up with two brothers named Edward Elric and Alphonse Elric, who are young alchemists in training. The brothers venture off into the world and undergo alchemy training under Izumi Curtis. After training for a period of time, the brothers return back home and decide to bring back their deceased mother with the arts of alchemy. Using alchemy to resurrect the dead is considered taboo because the idea is far too far-fetched, but the two brothers were confident that the plan would go swell, and as a result, they completely failed. Alphonse's body was completely obliterated while Edward loses his left leg. In order to keep Alphonse alive, Edward sacrificed his right arm to bring Alphonse's soul back and stored it inside a suit of armor. After that near-death experience, Edward receives auto-male prosthetics from a girl named Rinri and her grandmother, Hinako. The brothers decide to burn their childhood home down as a symbolism of no turning back. To get back what they lost, the two brothers embark on a long journey to find the Philosopher's Stone. It is a stone known for its immense power of amplifying one's alchemy skills. However, along their expedition, they start to unfold a conspiracy that could endanger the nation and the misfortune brought upon the Philosopher's Stone. Still my tops and will forever be so. Long live LELOUCH! The anime consists of 2 seasons. Really, if you haven't watched this, you gotta. The story takes place in a universe where the world splits into 3 superpowers: Britannia, the Chinese Federation, and the European Union. It all began with Britannia conquering the islands of Japan. They stripped Japan and its citizens' rights and freedoms, and renamed the region as Area 11. The protagonist in this series is named LELOUCH V. Lamperouge, who happens to be the son of the Emperor of Britannia. LELOUCH one day gets fed up with the constant conflict between the 2 nations and dreams of restoring peace to the world and for the sake of his beloved sister, Nanali. In addition, he wants to take revenge on the person who murdered his mother. One eventful day, LELOUCH meets a mysterious girl named C2. She grants LELOUCH the power of the GEASS, which is referred to the power of the kings. This talent she gave him allowed LELOUCH to plant commands within a person's mind upon direct eye contact. After receiving this amazing ability, LELOUCH realized his dream can be made into a reality. Yup, no one can evade this series. It will forever be in my favorites. The series consists of 2 seasons, so I definitely suggest you guys check it out. Expect more than just a slice of life in a drama anime. This might change your perspective on life. You will laugh, cry, and feel warmth as you watch it. With its great uses of music, animation, and dialogue, it submerges you into the world. The title of the show, CLANNAD, is a reference to the word family in Irish. From that, you could say the show revolves around the idea of family. It may be a life-changing experience for you, or it may not. Some will find it dull and unorthodox, which is understandable. Guess you just gotta dig deep to really grab a hold of the moral lessons out of it. Well, all I know is that the series is praised and creates a new image for oneself, like it has for me. Like I mentioned in the beginning, I will be doing honorable mentions. I'll just say and show what they are, so sorry if you want to hear a bit of the background. I'll probably say 2 words or so about it, but that's all I can give you. The order doesn't matter which I put these in. I'm just too lazy to put them, but whatever, they're all good. They are all equally marvelous and should deserve some acknowledgement. Awhile no Serif. I personally like this better than SHOKUGEKI no Kyojin. Another. Fucking sweet if you're a psychopath.
泣くっていう字。表面。
ゲート自体彼の字にて書く戦い。Or you just call it Gate. Funny and pretty good so far. Akame ga Kiru. Prefer manga. Daito Alive. Ecchi and Goddesses. Mahou Shoujo Lyrical NANOHA. OP Magical Girls. Ball Rave. Gundams and War. NANOHA Zero. More Gundams, war, or rebellion. Slim Dude! Best sport manga series ever, and better than Kuroko, period. Elfin Lied. Classic and gore. Parasite. Alien encounter, alien hand. Dungeon ni diai o motomeru no wa machiketeru darouka? SAO, but it's life for them. Cell World. Sword Art Online 2.0. What I mean is, it's by the same creator. Mondaiji Taichi Gai Sekai Kare Kuru desho, or you call it Problem Children. Another in-game related series. It's decent. Zetsuen no Tempest. Magical thriller. Platoon. Game related series like Sword Art Online. No Gemu no Raifu. Happens in a game world. Totally needs second season. Seto no Hana Yome. Funny as shit. I literally laughed my ass off. Magi, the Kingdom of Magic. Aladdin anime form. Boku wa tomodachi ga suki nai. Comedy and ecchi. Lastly, Noragami. Adventurous and filled with crazy action. Woo! That was a lot. Sorry about making this so late. This one took a while because of its length. Just look at this. I put a lot of effort in this too. Well, I hope this helps a lot of you guys and it's better than the recommended list I did before. I would also like to thank you guys for helping me reach 3K subscribers. Woo! I am proud of myself and I'm glad to share my insight with all of you. If you want more sweet content like this, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video.